Alrighty, so back to school time. Cleveland schools went back earlier this week, and the kids get all excited about it, but as parents, we definitely think about the safety of our children.
Yes, so parents, listen up. Our next two guests are going to tell you how you can keep your kids safe. Michael Pray and Terry Malone from Secure My Campus is here. Gentlemen, thank you so much for coming on the show.
It's good to see you.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us.
We're all ears here. So
Yeah.
tell us about Secure My Campus. What kind of things that you do to make our kids safe?
Well, we started out with the initiative of school safety, security, and taking the administrators, the staff, through the process of understanding where the weaknesses are. We do an evaluation and expose some of the challenges in school safety, security, and then we work with them continuously on pre-incident and post-incident management. So we've got preparedness with working with the staff and training ongoing, and then, you know, God forbid there is an incident.
Right.
Yeah.
We work with them on post-incident crisis management.
Well, and speaking of incidents, unfortunately, things like school shooting, we hear a lot of, and it's horrible and it scares us
Right.
and everything else. But there are other hazards too. Why don't you talk about some of those?
And that's the least likely of the events.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
Yeah, you know, some of the bigger concerns that we have, the least likely, as Michael had said, is going to be a shooting, an active shooter, or a violent intruder coming into your school. What we're more concerned about is the bullying with the social media. And having said that, we pull from experts to be able to come in and educate the staff on identifying possibly bullies, you know, identifying children that might be the victims of bullies, and try and isolate that and encourage a more positive reflection inside the schools.
Sure.
Is there a common security risk that you see in schools? I mean, we basically have to worry about everything, unfortunately, nowadays.
Yeah, we're seeing you know, visitor management problems. You know, there are visitors in and out of every building every day. Parents, vendors, you know, former students, and just getting your arms around a good visitor management program, policy. That's where we're focused in a number of buildings now, a number of districts. But then, you know, you've got the things like drugs,
Yeah.
and that's a real problem.
Right.
We're working with a lot of police chiefs in the area. That's where their focus is, and so that's where we're focused.
How about safety as a service? Tell us about that.
We've come up with this model. Many of the organizations that are out there addressing this concern, you know, school safety, security, they're providing assessments. They're going in and telling the schools what's wrong and giving them ideas on how to fix them, but they're not staying with it.
Yeah.
We want to stay with it. We're going to embed ourselves in the schools, in the district, and we're going to reach out to the communities, you know, the safety forces, the parents. We want this to be a combined effort.
Sure.
We only have 30 seconds, but when it comes down to it, we could say, well, are the schools doing enough? There's so many outside factors. You can have students in there that are letting other people in. There's so much going on in a school day. You can't be everywhere
Right.
at once.
Yeah.
So obviously it comes down to repetitive practice, I guess, for the lack of a better term, to make sure that you can do everything that is in your power, and in doing that, using a service like yours.
Continuous.
And again, it's part of the education process, and you're 100% right. Visitors are getting into school by the students. Doors are being propped open, and we see that in every school district.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's right across the board. So it's education. Teachers are very honest individuals, and it's just the education process.
Yeah. SecureMyCampus.com to learn more about what these gentlemen are doing. Thank you
Thank
very
you so
much
much.
for trying to keep our
Thank
kids
you.
safe. All right, well, it's been 40 years since President Nixon resigned. How do you remember him? We're going to discuss his legacy.
All right, and there are blizzards in the forecast, but the delicious kind. Forget that polar vortex.
I don't mind that. Bring it on.
Live on Lakeside is sponsored by Mace.